All right. What's up, fellas? Okay, so we're here. We're going to talk about a new product. We're getting ready to launch the leather version of the Smash Factor balls. Here with Jacob Hirsh, Brandon Dim. Let's get into it, fellas. So, one of you guys, what are they? What do we got?
Cool. I'll start. So the leather Smash Factor balls, they're pretty much kind of an iteration or the next step forward from like the regular Smash balls that we've been using. Wildly popular, super successful, use them every day at the gym. But the idea was basically take these Smash balls and apply them to the iPitch, essentially, which is the machine we've been using. So use them in an even higher speed environment, use them with different pitch shapes. And basically what this allows us to do is like almost bridge between the Smash balls out of a mini hack before guys go hit baseballs out of the iPitch. It's kind of a middle ground between those two. So even the exit velocities with the new leather Smash balls are pretty similar to actual baseballs. So what we've been able to do is make these different accounts on HitTrax where they can keep track of their exit velocities over time. And I think it's really cool. And the players overall seem to like them so far.
Great so far. Really excited about them. So let's backtrack a little bit.
Yeah.
What is a Smash ball?
So we got basically a foam, lightweight, 3-ounce training baseball.
Okay.
So we can be used in different machines. They fly a little faster, like a little more ride to them is what most guys tend to feel when we're hitting fastballs with them. But they're not going to hurt at all. So it's just a foam ball. You can swing the bat fast, not have to worry about anything. That's why we use them in the mini hacks with drills, training bats, everything like that, to have the hitter be able to focus on their hitting and not worry about the ball.
Yeah.
Which is just a big piece of hitting overall that guys tend to be afraid of the baseball.
Yep. Yeah, so the initial intention with the Smash balls, which like you said, wildly popular, maybe our most popular product overall. We use them every single day, love them. But they have some limitations, right? The initial intention was like more or less wanted to be something similar like hitting plyo feedback for the machine, like more representative pitch shapes, things like that. We had tried other products. We ran into issues when we tried to ramp the speed up, so we decided to make something ourselves to solve the problem. That being said, they work out of a full distance machine, work at high speeds. You just need to do a little bit of tinkering with the machines.
Yeah.
And like you said, like a lot of the feedback we've gotten from it is like kids are afraid of the ball. They love hitting these because it's fun. It's hard to hit them flush. If you don't, the shape of the miss is like the shape of the miss is very exaggerated. When you hit them flush, they go a mile, right? But when you're using them off like high distance or high speed, full distance machines, you got to tinker with the settings a little bit. The idea is you want it to be a little more challenging than a regular baseball. So like you said, the fastballs have a little more ride, breaking balls have a little bit more break, and they can move a little bit faster because they're lighter, right? And they're not going to hurt when you swing them, not going to break a wood bat, not going to blow up your hands, and you can use an underload against velo, right? So it's like one of our most popular products. We absolutely love them, use them every single day. That being said, we wanted something where we could progress it a little bit, right?
Yep.
Something that's a little more reliable, full distance. And from what we've seen so far, pitch shape, pitch movement is about the same as it is with a baseball.
Yeah. Honestly, probably more consistent than we have with baseballs.
Interesting. Yeah. So tell me more about that. Like, what have we seen from before? So basically, it is a leather Smash ball.
Yeah.
So it's like Smash ball interior. We have it weighted a little bit differently after trialing it out a few times. And on this iteration, we're pretty confident in it. And the feedback is it's about the same. It looks the same coming out of the machine. It is a little bit lighter than a baseball, but the pitch movement is damn near identical. It's very consistent.
Yeah, and iPitch spits out good pitches too. So when we tested these out, it was anywhere from like 20 to 25 inches of ride. Sweep on just a slider would be anywhere from 18 to 24, which is absolutely disgusting on all of those. But again, we can dial down the spin and still keep it at a pretty reasonable pitch shape.
Yeah, so you get a lot of the benefits you get from the regular Smash Factor balls, right? Yep. But the pitch movement is much more representative.
Yeah.
It's basically the same as a baseball. Again, not going to hurt when you miss hit it. It's not going to break your underload bat.
Nope.
At least we haven't seen that yet.
No.
And the feedback from our athletes has been really, really good. Our guys seem to love it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Sorry. I think one of the biggest things, too, is just like going from mini hack to iPitch or any sort of machine, full distance, full velo, it just like opens up opportunities for hitters to change their swings and not take a game swing. As soon as you stop taking a swing that's representative of your actual swing, you're not really working on what you need to be working on. And so like this opens up that door, takes away the fear again. Like as much as hitters want to say they're not afraid of the baseball, they're going to change their swings.
Subconsciously, yeah.
Subconsciously.
As the environment gets harder, they start to struggle a little bit. They're going to revert back to maybe old habits. Yep. It's just human nature, right? You don't want to fail. So you get into like the high-speed, chaotic environment. You don't want to fail. So you naturally revert back to what's comfortable, even if you're trying to make changes. Yep. And that's even harder to do when you're hitting its 95-mile-an-hour fastballs off the machine with a baseball.
Yeah. We were just talking about it, too. Like, one of the questions we get asked a ton is, like, how much should my bat speed drop between mini hack, regular smash balls to the eye pitch and whatever we're hitting? Mm-hmm. And the answer is ideally it doesn't. But we know that's not going to be the case because of the more challenging environment. So the more that we can bridge that gap in between and get guys to still swing fast like they do on smash balls off the eye pitch in that game environment, the better off we're going to be.
Yeah. So, I mean, you just summed up the entire goal of everything we do, right?
Yeah.
It's like you want to progress your training environments throughout the day. You want to progress them throughout the off season. And at the end of the day, we know, obviously we're going to talk a lot about bat speed, right? So we know that in more controlled, easier environments, your speed's going to be higher, right? And every single hitter tends to lose speed as the environment gets more challenging, whether from flips to BP to mini hack to blocked pitch on the machine to mixed pitch to game. Like, it's going to be very different. The best hitters are able to take like that raw bat speed in the more controlled environments, translate it to the high-speed, chaotic game-like environments, and that's the goal, right? So that's one of the things we found with this tool specifically, is that it's helping us bridge that gap from like the training speeds, actually translating them to more of the game speeds. So let me back up a little bit. How do we use the regular smash factor balls now? What do you guys like about them? How do we use them? And then we'll get into how specifically we're using the leathers to kind of bridge that gap.
Yeah. So mainly right now, regular smash balls, we're using them in our skill cage is what we call it. Basically shooting them out of mini hack. Whether we're facing fastball, slider, cutter, sinker, you can set up the mini hack however you want. Mm-hmm. Smash balls, we're going to shoot out of it with maybe slightly exaggerated movement, depending on the settings. But what's really, really cool about the regular smash balls is it basically opens up like the environment for whatever you want. So like as a coach, I can be as creative as I want. I want to go open angle. I want to go close angle. I want to go anything, both at the same time. Mm-hmm. Like shoot from a low angle, shoot from a high angle, anything I want. I don't have to worry about the quality of the ball, like, or the pitch quality suffering as a result. And then it opens up the door for any sort of implement that I want. Fungo, short bat, long bat, skinny bat, underload, anything that I want to use with this athlete that I can think of, we can use with this ball. Mm-hmm. So like the training possibilities are essentially endless. So it's like if you want to go crazy way outside of the box because you think it's going to help this guy get better, you can do that with the smash balls.
Very well said. Very well said. So yeah, you made a comment there about how we use these in that drill work cage often, right? It's like we'll still mix in a little bit of front toss here and there. We're obviously still going to use hitting plyos, things like that. But as of late, we've shifted a lot of our guys' drill work to smash balls off of the mini hack specifically because the pitch shape is a little more representative, more game representative, right?
Yep.
Obviously, there's value in front toss, things like that. You can still mix in angles and do things like that, right? But like out of a mini hack, even though it's still not exactly the same as game, closer, pitch shapes are going to be more reflective of what you're going to see in the game. Fastballs are going to be flatter. You can ramp up the speed a little bit. The smash balls themselves work really great for, like you said, it opens up possibilities for hitters, right? And that's the case for all levels of hitters. Like every single big league guy we've worked with loves these. All the kids we worked with, all the way down to like the 8-year-olds in academy, like they love them, right? They're not as afraid to hit the ball, and when they flush one, it goes forever, right? That's like really rewarding. It's encouraging the type of things we want to see in training. That being said, what are the big benefits of the leathers?
Really just what environment we can use them in.
Mm-hmm.
So they honestly don't work as well out of the mini hack from that closer environment. We need like the length, the speed, because it's the same thing with baseballs out of the mini hack. Sometimes getting inconsistent, seams catch, whatever it is, like they're okay. But being able to have a smash ball type ball out of an eye pitch, full length, full distance, full speed, to be able to then do the same type of thing. If we wanted to, we could do the same drills and environments with the leather smash balls off the eye pitch and not even just do game swings.
Man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Have you done that?
Not enough.
Not enough.
We've messed around with some smash bat. I think we've done underload a couple days. Like we did some
You did?
the first couple prototypes. We did some underload home run derbies.
Yeah. And I'm almost positive one day you did a wider angle.
Oh yeah, we went like Chris Sale left.
Really wide angle with the eye pitch.
Yeah.
Like almost representative to how we go wide angle with the mini hacks. Went to the corner of the
Just like the
cage
extreme
with the eye
offsets.
pitch. Yeah.
And I'm not afraid of, okay, this one runs in a little bit and buzzes a guy, like he's going to be fine.
Yeah, and like that's the unfortunate reality with training with pitching machines, right?
Yeah.
They're not going to be perfect,
Yeah.
and the quality of your baseballs definitely matter, right?
Yeah.
Probably not going to take that chance with regular baseballs,
No.
right? Like you just get the one stray that's going to like hit somebody in the knee, buzz a
Yeah.
tower, that sort of thing. It's scary,
Yeah.
obviously dangerous, and as a hitter, you're just probably mailing it in that day.
Yeah.
You're not going to want to hit in that environment anymore.
Right.
So it opens up a lot of possibilities there. Feedback we've had from guys so far has been awesome, right? What's some of the stuff you guys have started to see with these on the data side? I know you've started to do some initial investigations. What are we starting to find? What are some of the early findings?
Yeah, pretty much wanted to kind of separate bat speed days based on what type of ball we were using. So we would go an entire day of game swings with the leather smash balls, and then the next day we would do an entire day of game swings with the regular baseballs. After about a month of doing this, we found that almost every hitter is adding about 1 to 2 miles an hour bat speed when they're hitting against these leather smash balls. So the fear factor,
Like on average? 1 to 2
on
miles an
average,
hour.
1 to 2 on average.
That's huge.
Right? And then peak as well is a little bit more variable, but overall across the board, it's higher for most hitters, and up to, in some cases, some guys are adding up to 5 miles an hour on their average bat speed, depending on their intent that day. So an example is with like the pro group. If you have a hitter who's crushing the ball that day, and let's say we're doing home run derby as our competition, the guy doesn't have fear anymore that he's going to hit one off the end of the bat or get blown up. He can go up there and take his A swing and try to hit homer every time. All of a sudden, he realizes, I can hit like this normally. I don't need to be the handsy, control the barrel guy. I can go up there and take an A swing and drive the ball in the gap. And that's starting to translate a little bit more over to the actual baseballs, right? So it's like the fear, because it's the exact same setup. It's the same distance away. It's the same angle. It's the same exact pitch shape. The ball's
Shape,
just slightly
speeds,
different.
everything's the same.
Everything's the same. So it's almost like the hitter like psychologically tricks themselves into saying like, I can hit like this against a regular baseball.
Yep.
Like I can take this exact same swing.
Yeah, you touched there on a guy being able to take their A swing often, right? And that's one of the things that's definitely misunderstood is that like people generally don't like to see a hitter take their A swing all the time, right? But good hitters are able to take their A swing in game and be able to control it, right? That brings you back to the reason why people don't like to see it usually. Like the guy that takes the 3-0 G hack swings completely out of control and looks like an idiot swinging missing, or they just make really terrible contact because they have no idea how to control it, right? That just brings back to like the game representativeness in training and the ability to transfer training, right? Like you can't expect to get your A swing off in a game and be able to control it if you never practice it,
Yeah.
right? So this is another one of those things that opens up the possibilities to close that gap from like your training results to the on-field results, which at the end of the day is the entire point, right? Definitely shouldn't be swinging 100% out of your shoes every single pitch you see in a game, but when you have the opportunity to do it, when the game state count state allows it, like you should get that A swing off when you got the green light at 3-0, and if you can't control it, you're going to slow down. You're going to take a little bit off. Swing's going to break down. You're not going to be as successful. But the best hitters really are able to take that A swing, practice it, and then translate it into the game.
Yeah, that was definitely the big thing of seeing guys like prove to themselves that, okay, I can do this.
Yeah.
Instead of the like, okay, I'm worried about hitting the ball in the barrel every time, whatever it is, like doing something different in their swing in order to get whatever they think they have to do done. So I think our next piece is probably to start showing guys this data too. Of like actually showing them, hey, you're swinging faster off this ball.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you not doing it off the baseball? And then start to figure out what's going on. Like, do they feel like something's changing? Do they not feel like something's changing? Or is it just that fear factor that starts to get in their head?
Yeah, and it's definitely a little bit of all of it, depending on the guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
But regardless, it's like really clear that this tool is going to help close that gap to transfer the training results to the game results. You talked about we're seeing guys, for the most part on average about 1 to 2 miles an hour more bat speed with these balls. 1 to 2 miles an hour doesn't seem like a big number, but it's really, really impactful.
Yeah.
So, like, generally you see at least with a baseball, right? So like for every 1 mile an hour of bat speed you add, you can hit the ball 1.2 miles per hour harder, right? Like you talked about the guys, some guys are averaging 5 miles an hour faster on the leather smash balls, right? Like probably not going to be exactly this, but like you could assume like if that guy translates to the baseball, translate those speeds to the baseball, is like going to be able to hit the ball like 8 to 10 miles an hour harder.
Right.
That is a massive difference on your production, right?
Yeah.
So like even that 1.2 mile an hour, right? So like 1 mile an hour bat speed equates to 1.2 miles per hour ex velo on your best hit balls. Best hit fly balls, what we're going to talk about here, right? That's going to equal about 4 to 7 feet on those well-struck batted balls, right? So like the guys that are adding 2 miles an hour, those balls that normally start getting caught at the track, get over the outfielder's head, start to leave the yard, and you do that 4, 5, 6 more times during your season. Like you're drastically more productive. You're drastically more valuable.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what else we got? What kind of feedback have we gotten from hitters?
Pro guys love them. I think just starting off with the pro guys, just because we wrapped up pro off season about a month ago.
Generally, pro hitters are pretty. You'd be surprised, right? You know, kids are generally afraid of the baseball, afraid to hit off the machine, but generally pro hitters don't like hitting challenging velocity off of machines.
Yeah.
Especially with wood bats.
Yeah.
Wood bats are not cheap. Start breaking wood bats in training. It's like
racking up the bill.
Yeah, even if you're using a composite, right? Like you're going to see a bomb bat, you're going to see a DeMarini comp. They're going to break eventually out the machine.
We still broke more composite bats this offseason than probably ever before.
Yeah. It's just going to happen when you're training these types of environments. It's clear that training this way is valuable.
Yep.
It helps. It translates to the field. But, you know, minor league players don't generally make a lot of money unless you're a high draft pick, sign for a lot of money. Some guys have bat deals. Not everybody does. It sucks when you're breaking 1 to 2, 3 bats a week. We've had some guys that break a couple bats a day. Like, we've had it happen. So, like, this is another one of those things that's going to get more out of training for everybody. And, again, it's not one of the things that's like, all of our swings off the machine are going to be against this.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that you need to progress throughout the off season, mix up your training stimulus day in and day out. But again, it's just going to help you close that gap. You're going to be able to get more out of your training days because you're going to be able to get your A swing off more often. You're not going to break bats, you know, and like you're also going to get pretty good contact quality feedback from these. So what are some of the things you've seen there?
It's kind of a good blend between a baseball, a plyo, and a regular smash ball. That we have, like you talked about, of, okay, you can sometimes square these up really well, and they go far and hard, similar to a baseball. You miss it, it changes. So you don't necessarily get, like, the flattening pancake spin of the plyo, but you can still feel the contact point like a baseball. You can still feel where you're hitting on your bat, but you know you didn't catch it flush. Not even just with the HitTrax feedback, but you can feel the difference of when you square it up and when you don't.
Yeah, like that's obviously the big value out of a plyo, right? Like you have to be at a good position at contact, like make flush contact, extend through it, be in a good position there, right? You can run into that issue sometimes with the smash factor balls because they're lighter and they're softer. You don't necessarily get that feedback. So like blending in plyos at the right time is obviously going to help. Transitioning to baseballs when you get to machine, even if it's off the mini hack a couple days a week or off the eye pitch, like you're gonna kind of counteract that. But the leather smash balls themselves are going to give you feedback on the opposite end of the spectrum, where your best exit velocities are going to be pretty close to where they are on baseballs, right? But if you miss hit it even a little bit, it's going to feel really, really dead, and it's going to be really obvious how you missed it and how you need to adjust the bat path at contact.
Yeah, taking like the leather smash balls with like the machine smash rat, for example, like if you
sick environment.
Yeah, super cool environment because you're pairing kind of the best of both worlds there with that. Is like if you were to use the machine smash rat with regular baseballs, and let's say you cut a ball, like it's not going to go as hard as if you flush it, obviously. But if you have good enough bat speed, you might be able to get away with it. It's like as soon as you switch over to the leather smash balls with the machine smash bat, and you have that same miss, like where you cut it, it's like it's not going to go as hard, even with the same bat speed. The margin of error is so much smaller, and like as a result, you have to really maximize like how well am I squaring up this baseball, and that's been really good for some of the pro guys we have because some of our pro guys come in here with elite level bat speed, like some of the best bat speed we've seen. So it's like all about can we maximize that bat speed with our contact quality. And so like for them, going and using the leather smash balls really makes them focus on like how well am I squaring up the ball today. Like I'm still trying to swing fast, hit the ball hard, but like every miss that I have, when I turn around and look at the HitTrax and my average exit velocity is only 80 miles an hour. Instead of when I use a real baseball, it's going to be like 85.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't
Huge
make them
difference.
feel as good. You know what I mean?
Of course not.
Yeah.
So what else? Any other specific feedback from guys?
I think another one that I was thinking about too is just like, I think for the younger pro guys, so like guys who just have gotten drafted or are experiencing like full-time wood bat now.
It's a big adjustment.
It's a really big adjustment.
Whether you want to believe it or not,
Yeah.
it's a huge adjustment.
And the adjustment that also comes to that is like potentially losing bat speed. And I think that comes from the fear factor part of it. Is like, I'm going to hurt my hands, I'm going to break my bat, I'm not going to swing it fast.
Yeah, and generally wood bats are typically a little bit higher on the MOI spectrum than you'd see with your average metal bat. Your BB cores
Right.
tend to be a little more balanced.
So it's like, I think a good example of a hitter that doesn't train with us is like Shanuel, right? Like this guy in college hits 440 with 20 homers. And then he goes to pro ball and now he's a contact guy. It's like, what happened? Is this a wood bat thing? You know what I mean? Where it's like, can he train off of an environment like leather smash balls with his wood bat, get more comfortable against that sort of pitch, and over time get closer to where he was maybe with his metal bat speed. So I think it's the same thing with like young pro guys who really just starting to use a wood bat more consistently. It's like, get them a little bit more comfortable against that velocity so that they don't lose as much bat speed when they switch over from, a 34 two-piece goods to a 34 one-piece maple, that's going to shatter if I miss the barrel.
Yeah, it's a great example because this is a guy who obviously had insane college numbers.
Yeah.
And got into the big leagues and got to the big leagues fast because he has really good bat-to-ball skills, right?
Yeah.
And he's almost reverted back to being like too far on the contact side. The guy who could add a little bit of speed, a little bit of exit velocity to his profile would be a very, very productive hitter. So like something like this could help bridge that gap for those types of guys.
Yep.
There's a lot of guys in general too, like you talked about, just pro guys hitting in this environment in the first place. Like before we even had these, it was hard to get guys to hit VO off the eye pitch. Just getting in this type of training environment in the first place.
That's not even talking mixed pitch off the eye pitch.
No, that's
just
like
a straight up 93 mile an hour cookie fastball
Yeah.
or like a razor blade slider. That sucks, if we're being honest. It's not fun to hit like that. There's a lot of value in it. We do it because it works. It does translate. But it's not the most fun environment to hit in all off season.
Yeah, so especially like pro guys who have never done that before, it's kind of a shock that they have to, like we tell them to go do this. And then they're watching an 18-year-old college kid next to them absolutely rake off this thing. And
It's pretty crazy
they're still scared.
how often we see that.
Yeah.
You see not even just big league guys, definitely with big league guys,
Definitely
but
big
even
league
with
guys.
minor league guys. Like first time they come in here, they say they've used a machine before, but never really push the intensity on it, and they start doing it, and they really, really struggle. And like you said, you see the 18-year-old college guy or even the high school kid who's been doing it for a few years, just getting their swing off and raking off of it. It's a little demoralizing, if we're being honest, right?
Yeah.
But it's just clear that it works. It's trainable. And then things like this are going to help bridge that gap and make it a little bit easier to progress into it. That's going to ultimately lead to better results. It's going to lead to guys being a little more bought in over time because not breaking bats every day, you're not blowing up your hand. Maybe you don't have to wear the Evo shield so you don't smoke something off the inside of your ankle.
Oh, they still will.
Yeah, they still will. And they should, obviously. But yeah, I'm really, really excited for these. You guys have obviously been using them a ton on the floor.
Yep. Yeah. I think one of my other favorite examples that we had was when the MPB guys came into the gym.
Yeah.
Had a couple guys at the same time, and like, if you know anything about like machines in Japan, it's like mostly old school iron mics.
See a lot of the iron mics.
A little bit of occasionally like the jugs two wheel, but like it's not a lot of mini hack, not a lot of eye pitch.
And they do a lot of slow, like exaggerated slow pitches off the machine, right? And there's like swing benefits for that, obviously.
For sure.
But the pitch plane, it's not as reflective, right?
No.
Yeah.
You don't see a lot of those guys tend to just see high velo, really challenging stuff off the machine.
Yeah, and so instead of just saying, all right, I'm throwing you in the fire, you're going to hit eye pitch baseballs with the rest of the, affiliate minor league guys we had, it's like, all right, here are these smash balls. Like, just hit them like how you would normally hit. And it's like, all right, feeling it out, like, cool, like I hit it, doesn't feel bad. As those guys start to take a couple more rounds, they start to feel more comfortable. They start to feel like, I can take a normal swing against this. I don't need to be like throwing my hands at it, two-strike approach, shoot it backside. And then you add in a little bit of like, hey, like, here's some intent. Like, here's what we want you to do with this. Guy feels comfortable enough to do it. All of a sudden, this is the first time he's ever hit against a 90-mile-an-hour machine, and he's hitting fine.
He's just raking.
He's just raking.
Because it eliminates that fear of failure.
Yes.
That feel of getting, like, hurting your hand, breaking your bat. It's like it sucks when you're not used to hitting off the machine like that. It really does. No matter how you want to look at it, it's not fun, especially for a guy who's going to be in gym for a short period of time, coming over from Japan, right? We need to get them against velo, especially later in the off season.
Yeah.
But if it's the first time they've been exposed to it for a while, it's not going to go well. They're not going to have a good time. Mm-hmm. So it's just something that's going to help bridge the gap, get more out of your training, and from all the feedback we've gotten, guys seem to really like them.
It makes our lives easier too, because then we can coach better off of that velo. Mm-hmm. That we can actually give guys some feedback, give them a contact point, ball flight goal, and they're not worried about the ball. Okay, like we've had it before. Machines are wild. Really tough to tell a guy to go catch his ball up front, like try to hit a pull side homer, just to get a feel, and then it throws it down in the way slider, and we're screwed. Like that guy doesn't trust us anymore. Then we can actually get the pitch where we know it's going to be. Guy can go do it without any fear and actually try to accomplish the goal we're trying to give him.
Yeah, and then you can keep pushing the envelope and make the pitch nastier.
Yeah,
you can make it harder to hit, and it's just going to get easier over time for these guys. Yeah. Again, it just keeps bringing it back to progressing it to the point where you're like closing the training numbers, the gap between the training numbers to the game numbers, so it actually starts to translate to the field, which is the entire point of all of it.
Yeah, we've gone up to like upper nines with it out of the machine.
Still pretty reliable.
And it's still really accurate, even when we put it on like a sinker. Like it's a demon sinker. Like it moves like crazy, but like it's still super accurate. And the guys walk away from the session like honestly feeling kind of empowered a little bit, because it's like, all right, I just competed my ass off against a 97 mile an hour fastball that probably has 20 inches of vert.
Yeah.
And I did decently well.
Yeah, you just held your own against Blake Trinan's turbo sinker, right? You're able to practice that and replicate it in practice.
Yep.
Again, it's just another thing that's going to make the game easier.
Yeah, 100%.
I had something else I wanted to say, but I totally forgot what it was.
Nice. We definitely got to try out more bats and stuff off of it.
Yeah.
I don't think we've done
that's what bat speed training off of 90 mile an hour fastballs.
We've had some guys do like bat speed game swing days off of it. Kind of messed up our data a little bit of trying to collect game swings, but I let them do it anyways.
Yeah.
Definitely something we can do more, even more bat to ball. We've focused more on bat speed stuff. I think we can definitely spend more time bat to ball days, different bats, different ball flights.
Yeah, that's definitely where the machine smash bat. And then honestly, even with these, like it doesn't even have to be the machine smash bat. You can use the full on skinny bat with it.
Yeah.
You use the full on skinny bat with it. Could use the wood smash bats with it.
Yeah.
I mean, you hit off the end at some point. If you have enough speed, it's probably going to break. But, ways to close that gap. The other thing I wanted to get into was the durability of them. So the balls we've been testing for
about
3 months,
36 balls, give or take.
Yeah, we got like 3 dozen balls we've been testing.
Yeah.
How are they holding up?
Well, we're down maybe 4 balls in total.
4 balls.
I think one fully like broke like a normal baseball would, but for the most part, like it's like 4 balls over a 3-month span.
Yeah, how many times out of the machine? How many batted balls would you say it took for that one ball to actually break? Like I said, we've been using the same 3 dozen for 3-4 months.
We were getting probably 300 to 500 batted balls a day every time we would use them. Over a month period, a few times a week, so a lot.
Yeah, we're pushing like
too many to count.
Pushing like
thousands,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7,000 times
basically
being hit.
Yeah.
The durability's been insane so far.
So like put it in perspective of like a regular baseball.
Yeah.
Like if you just had bought a regular Rawlings ball, like over a 4-month span shooting out of a machine, like what is that ball gonna look like?
You got 3 dozen Rawlings baseballs.
Yeah.
You're using them 2-3 times a week, 500-600 times through the machine. How long are those going to last you?
Right,
a week or 2.
2 weeks, 3 weeks. Even worse if your turf is shitty. If you're hitting them on the field, they get dirty. We're just like in a cage where the turf is nice. Like 3-4 weeks, those balls are going to be pretty cooked.
Yeah.
And these things have held up really, really well.
Yeah, they've worn very similar to a baseball too. Like initially they're kind of slick. Like you rub them up a little bit, a couple times on the machine, they start to like roughen up a little bit, and then they stay like that for a while.
Yeah, stay like that.
Like seams haven't cut, like leather hasn't pulled away. Even with a lot of mishits because of the nasty pitches we're hitting, that they've held up.
Yeah, and even the ones that do start to wear down a little bit, we've seen the pitch shapes held up really, really well.
Yep.
So again, very excited about these.
Hell yeah.
We need more.
We need lots more.
Yeah, I know.